Yeah. Hey everyone, I am Dr. Angelica Underwood, and I am so happy to be here with you. It is the Power Talk radio show, and I'm so happy that you are here, and I have an amazing person to introduce you to. In the Power Talk Ask the Expert with me, I have Jenna Smith, who is a human being expert. Like, I love it. And she has trained in spiritual psychotherapy at the Transformational Arts College and integrated psychotherapy at Lifespace. She is certified Ontological Coach, Reiki Master with a past career in health and fitness. And she's done amazing, amazing work. And she has a beautiful energy. And with you is Jenna Smith. Thank you, Jenna, for being here with me. I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. We got to get this stuff out there at this time. People need to know some tools to self-resource and find their center now more than ever.
Absolutely. And when I bring people, it's really to empower people. That's why I call it the Power Talk, because any nuggets that you have, we really want to get it out. And her topic for today is hear your voice louder than the noise. A lot of people have that inner voice that's speaking to them to live to their full potential and to be and do, and yet there's a part of them that I think even that there's a inner voice that's louder than their inner power or even people around them. So tell us, what do you mean by hear your voice louder than the noise?
You bang on. It's the noise in our head is based on programming we've absorbed without discernment because we didn't know any better. Because like myself, no one taught me this in school. And I was like, there's got to be something better than whatever this is of just trying not to get it wrong and trying to get it right and caring what people think. And the amount of mind space that takes up and energy and just like, my inner voice was like, this is BS. This is not living. So there's the inner voices that have went unattended, untrained, that are like, whatever metaphor you want to use, it's like an ungardened garden, or it's like mold in a basement. It just grows, it goes grody and it's just overwhelming. But the inner critic and all of those kind of things can be trained. And they're the product of an overwhelmed system.
Exactly. Yeah. We have a lot of teachers as we're growing up. We have parents, we have the actual teachers, we have grandparents or siblings if we have any. And then we have society. Society that tells you what to do and what not to do, what's correct and what's not correct. So there is a lot of noise out there that stops us from becoming who we can become. So what are some strategies that you can share with the audience? I mean, at least one where they could really stop that noise, that chatter that's really loud, and they can really start listening to their inner voice.
Luckily, I just wrote another article about this, so we can find a way for your people to get access to that if they want it written down, because sometimes that's helpful. Absolutely. But it's a bit of a process. I'm going to give 3 tools. I'm going to say them really fast, so the article might be better for people that want to try it on. But you have to get the noise out of your head sometimes to start. So I call it a brain dump. I didn't make this up. Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist's Way, called it the morning pages. Amazing, a way to just get all that out onto a page. And the actual technology of journaling, if people don't know, it's like your head's like, and we just think that's how it is. It's not the mind. That's not a highly evolved, intelligent human mind in action. It's not noisy like that. And we don't know, right? So we start by getting the noise out onto the page to start to feel what it feels like to have space in between the noise and that moment where it's coming down into your body through the heart center, out onto your hand and your heart center connected, and then you're witnessing it. So you can't think about it. all my mind, I call it being mind dominant. We're in a mind dominant society, and my mind dominant client, controlling powerhouse people usually that are in control, and they've got it going on. But they're like, oh, I did it in my head, or it's like, no, you have to actually experientially get it out. Okay. So you get the noise out. If you can't do that, you can close the files. You can literally just see them closing. Oh, I gotta get groceries. Oh, I'm afraid of what that person just thought about me, and I'm gonna keep replaying that freaking conversation in my head. Close that or delete it. Our mind is a technology for us to use, and instead of us having it, it has us. And so if we start to take command with our consciousness and our presence and our choice, we can start to train it slowly with patience and with ease and without judgment. It's very key to not judge yourself and give yourself compassion. So I call training the mind is like training a puppy. Just this innocent little being. He doesn't know you can't pee there. He doesn't know those are your shoes. No. So there's compassionate element to it. The second thing is to be in your body. And to be in the body is to like feel the sensations and actually be in your body. And the amount of yogi people have done yoga for years, and then we start working together and they're like, oh my gosh, that's my body. It's an experience of presence in your body. And then the other place is the heart center, and we can do it together for your people, where you can do heart breathing for like 30 seconds, and you're just accessing this vibrational muscle of resiliency and resourcefulness and intelligence and intuition. That's your voice. That's your voice. So we're not, this is a tool. This beautiful organ up here doing all the good things is a tool, and it wants to serve us, but we've been the servant.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that heart space is everything.
It is. And they even say that, the whales, that vibration that the whales, the way that they communicate with each other, it's like that heart vibration.
It's energy. It's energy, right? And that heart space is where we're unity, where the idea of separation of like, oh, you're over there and I'm over here, so I'm going to take care of mine, does not exist here.
It doesn't.
So good tip is what's in the highest for you from this place is in the highest for all. So by coming into our truth and our power and really discerning, you got to discern, because there's a lot of programming that'll be like, no, I'm real. This feels real because it's familiar and it's practiced. But that space, if for those like healer type people that are like, but I want to do good in the world, that's selfish for me to just do me. No, it's planned that way.
Yeah. It is. It is. Because a lot of times it's like when we're serving others, sometimes we don't have enough. We don't have a cup full to be able to serve other people. We have an empty cup. So we do have to fill ourselves up in order to give in abundance. Otherwise, we're giving.
Otherwise, it's an energy imbalance. So you have to give from overflow. So in my business, it is my job to stay full and to see who I need to see and to do the things I need to do and to be responsible. But the good news is that makes me the best version of myself. Yeah. And then I do a great job.
Absolutely. And I think that as, we're also talking to teachers and trainers and spiritual teachers that are out there, one of the things that I've done, I'm sorry, my dogs are going crazy, but one of the things I know that I've done as a teacher and spiritual teacher, it's like I've done my work. And the more that you go deep into your work, the more grounded that a spiritual teacher can kind of be in their place, and then you're not triggered, right? So on that for spiritual,
you have to be a whiteboard. There's no agenda. You have to let yourself go and be that conduit for that person's truth. That's why I say, hear your voice louder than the noise. This isn't about the Jenna show. I have my own reality, but everyone has their own unique reality and configuration in their intelligence of who they are as a soul on a planet in the human body they're in this moment. And it's about accessing that.
I love that. So when you're doing that heart center technique, is there a breath? Like, what can you do?
Let's just do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna pop into my little like yogi, sit
Yeah.
cross-legged on my office chair.
And then for those of you that are catching up and you're watching your replay, what we want you to do is connect with Jenna, ask questions. This is the Power Talk, Ask the Expert. So this is your opportunity to ask anything or share or comment below. Okay,
That's
Jenna.
my favorite. When people ask me questions, I just like channel and activate and yeah. So this is the heart space. So it's not your physical beating heart. It's between your lungs, right in this space here. It's an energetic space. It isn't the place of all of the old human hurt. It's the space underneath it all. So that's a distinguishing factor I like to tell people, like, because they go into their heart and they're like, ouch, all the stuff. and in equal parts, as this energetic center expands, it can feel not awesome sometimes. So just don't have any agenda. Just feel and experience with no judgment. I just want to say that in the beginning. So as we go into the space, you might feel some uncomfies, but know, oh, that means it's working. I'm going into this space. Oh, it's a little foggy. Oh, it's a little contracted, but that's cool because Jenna said there's a space underneath it. I'm just going to believe this chick. Suspend your beliefs.
Yeah.
This space here is amazing. This is where that voice underneath the noise of the mind and of the world can speak to you clearly. So what we're going to do is come down with our conscious awareness. So if we're here, we're going to take an elevator down in our awareness, and then we're going to close our eyes if you're not driving and all that kind of stuff, and feel the space underneath your hands. So you just drop the shoulders. I'm going to do it with you. And I can already feel it starting to activate more. So as I'm breathing, I'm letting my hand act as a guide of like feeling that space back to the present moment, back to this energy, back to this sensation and experience. So if energy, shmenergy, right? It's like, what does energy feel like? But the sensation and experience, you can feel the warmth or the cold, however your hand feels. Feel the tactileness of your hand on your chest area. On your heart center, and feel the space underneath your hand. And then breathe. And if you feel you pop back up into your head, you're like, am I doing this right? What am I doing? Oh, no. Go back down the elevator to the space underneath your hand. And then feel and experience. So here we go. We're going to breathe. Relax the little muscles around your eyes. Relax your jaw. Let your spine hold you up. Let your chair hold you up. Let the earth hold you up. And you're going to feel that space underneath your hands. It's right there. And all you need to do is go there to feel it. You can't get it wrong. Just being here, feeling the space underneath your hands is all you need to do. Relax your head. Come back to that space in between your lungs, between the front of your chest and your back shoulder blades. Just 2 more breaths here. No expectations, just feeling, sensing, experiencing here now as you in this moment. 1 more. And yeah, so just
that felt good.
so quick. Like, I don't know how long that was. I that's probably the quickest.
I don't know, but it was amazing. And you know what? I needed this because I just need to relax. And I'm sure everybody out there, if you are just connecting, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and press the replay. Go back and watch this. Jenna shared an amazing process of going and connecting to your heart center. So it's like a must. You must replay this and do it. It's an amazing sensation, relaxing. I mean, this is your time, especially during this time, Jenna. You know, there's a lot of uncertainties. There's a lot of chaos happening. So people need more of this, you know.
It's everything. It's where you get the instructions, your unique action steps from the universe, from God, from the planet. It's all connected. It's all connected. But if you leave you, even in the name of something like, oh, I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to go do that, I'm going to be of service. But if you leave you, you don't hear.
I love it. And that's where people will hear their voice, you know, that inner voice. And that's powerful because a lot of people, Jenna, don't have decisions to make and they're stuck. Whether should I do it? Should I not? You know, they're wavering back and forth, you know, afraid of that decision.
Afraid of getting it wrong, right? Here's the thing. No one knows what they're doing and we're all scared. So now that that's out of the way, like, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing all the time, but I can say, you know, so my background is in also shamanic intuitive work. So I had mentors, they came into my life, but I heard of this concept of your center, and the words don't matter. It's the experience, but it's where you'll know what to do, when to do it, how to do it. The people will show up, and that was an option. And I was like, I want that. Because otherwise we're like just squirrels, just freaked out and like, oh, I'm going to die. I need to get some nuts. Oh my God. It's like, we're not here to be squirrels. We're here to be human beings where we have conscious awareness. All of these intelligence systems, our imagination, our intuition, our ability to create and co-create. Like, we're not here to be squirrels. So that fear and all of that kind of stuff that we can't hear.
I love
it. So in that shamanic tradition, I eventually just kept believing in something I had no freaking clue how to do. And I had a necklace. That's why I just grabbed this. I had this Tree of Life necklace. It wasn't this one, but this is pretty. Desiree Dawn Designs made this. And it was a Tree of Life, and it reminded me of the concept of center. And I still didn't know what it really was, but I was sold. And I was just willing because I was like, I'd rather have that than this. Constantly second guessing, never feeling good enough, going for the goal and then getting there and afraid that I'm going to lose it. Like, like it sucks. So, you know, that space is also going to be success, genuine success. You can feel and feel good enough and then go, oh, what else do I want to do? Or what's more, versus getting there and being like, I got to do more to feel better.
Yeah. And it's not the doing more. It's like the taking those milestones. And like I was telling my children, you know, when you complete something, that's like when you find the happiness, you know, and it is through the process, but I tell them you have to take the action. And when it's done, it's like, yay, you know, it's like this glow, right? Because you accomplish it. But I think that people are unsatisfied and growth doesn't happen when they're stuck in, I'm not going to do this because they're uncertain or they're fearful, right? But I love what you have to say. You know, here I'm with Jenna Smith. It's PowerTalk, Ask the Expert. And the topic is hear your voice louder than the noise. So Jenna just shared an amazing experience with us. So I'm going to suggest that you go back and press replay, share, like, comment, and most importantly, ask a question. Jenna's here, and we're both going to come and share a message. And somebody said, great job. So anyways,
yeah, if anyone has any, so a lot of people get a little paralyzed about, what do I ask?
Exactly.
They don't know what to ask. And then somebody asks a question, and then now like everyone wants to ask a question. So like, you don't have to put like, what's my life purpose or something. Like you can just say, how do I make a decision? How do I access confidence? Whatever is your challenge right now. How do I be a good citizen? How do I increase my immune system? How do I make a plan?
Right.
In times of unknown. Why don't I just answer that one?
Go ahead.
I'm going to answer my own Q&A.
Answer that one. I like that one.
So, this whole theme of hear your voice louder than the noise, that's the key. So those exercises, I said, they're for real. They're vibrational muscles. If you do push-ups, you'll have a stronger upper body, period. But is it going to be fun in the beginning? Are you going to know how to do it? Like, you'll generally know how to do it, but it's with that time and practice and instructions. I gave you clear instructions, and there's more where that came from. So we need all of that to come together. But the unknown is an interesting thing because it was always unknown. A lot of this was always unknown. Things happen, but we just have this illusion of everything's tickety-boo, la, la, la. So the unknown is interesting that way because we don't necessarily have to be afraid of it because that is where possibilities live. I would say, this isn't new in self-development to be more afraid of always needing to know, to feel safe, to feel confident. So the unknown is not an enemy and it isn't something to be feared, but to not be present amidst the unknown is going to mess you up. So presence is not some elusive, intangible thing. It is a practicable, like making up words. It's a practicable thing. So presence is genuinely feeling your being here in your body. And as you do that, you can come back into presence and then ask yourself, now what? So my favorite things to say are, I don't know how yet. So when COVID hit, I'm like, I don't know how my clients are going to pay me. Oh my gosh. Like, am I a essential business? Like, I mean, a lot of like fear. Normal. Everyone stayed. Just like, okay. What now? Oh, I was going to go speak. Oh, I'm not going to. I was going to write a book. I'm still going to. But it was like I rejigged that whole trajectory of a plan. I grieved it. I grieved the reality that I'd set in motion that wasn't going to happen right now. That's the thing. We have to honor our humanness, our emotions, and all those things with the beingness of that infinite creative self. They go together. So when you want to make a decision during unknown times, you have to come back into presence and go, oh, okay, this was true last week or this was true last month, but is it still here? And your truth will speak to you. You'll get like a direct answer when you start to practice this. In the beginning, you're going to question it. You're going to wonder. That's why writing is good as an activity. But that heart space doesn't joke around. And it's an experience, not a thought. Don't trust the ping pong, laser tag, freaking craziness, ball of yarn up here. If it's like beep, 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 thought, that's your mind. Yeah. Your heart center is just like, it'll think about it. It's like thinking, like, in like the little circle on your phone. It's like, gotta let it do that. Don't get impatient and just wait for the little circle to go, oh, I'm going to do an online program. Whatever it is in your life. Oh, I'm going to take my kids here. Like, I can't give you answers. That's what makes my job easier. But your intelligence can. So you got to get, like, it's all presence. It's all coming back into presence. But don't freak out. Allow yourself a freak out, allow yourself your emotions, but then come back and just go, there's another way. What is it? Show me. I don't know how yet. Those are some like words, some phrases, if you want to like put them on a Post-it, that really help you to just chill out and just go, okay, I'm going to do the best I can where I am with what I have now. And then wait for further instructions. Yeah.
And sometimes they have to really test, like put their doubt or fears into test, Like this morning we were talking about me wanting to buy, like I've been wanting a pool. And in my mind it's like, oh, it's expensive. And then of course it is, but I started looking, instead of just like, oh, I want it. Well, I just started looking. I said, well, maybe I can find something that I can afford instead of like, oh, I can't afford it. And I think that even people, when you're out there wanting to buy a house or anything, this voice will get really loud, but put it to the test, like, or go look for something that you can afford instead of saying, oh, I can't afford it. Don't you?
Or here's a lighter way of saying that. Go play.
I like that.
Go play. Like, Oh, I love high ceilings and beautiful things. I got pictures of it everywhere. Do I know how I'm going to afford that freaking house in California? Not yet, but who cares? They're pretty pictures. I just bought a saltwater hot tub during COVID, and I'm just like, this is a yes for me. Like, it was just 100% yes for me. I've been looking at them for a year, researching them, but playing. Oh, that's pretty. Wouldn't that be cool? And you're like, I call it the vibrational change room. You like try it on.
I love that.
And you're like, oh, that pool feels good. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know when I'm going to have this pool, but that one's pretty and that one's pretty. Oh, and that one's like way expensive. Cool. I love that it exists. Maybe someday I'll have one and maybe I'll play in one, or I'll go to a hotel and it's the exact one. So play more. Play more. Don't so serious.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Yes. So that, I love that strategy. So again, this is a Power Talk, Ask the Expert. So I recommend that you ask Jenna. She has amazing ideas and strategies on how to hear your voice louder than the noise. So Jenna, where can people reach you and how can they contact you?
Yeah. So my website is my name, Jenna Smith, and then coaching.com. So jennasmithcoaching.com. It might be on here. I don't know if they could see that. jennasmithcoaching.com. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Easy peasy. If you can see that far.
Yeah. And then maybe you can even type it for them, and that way they can
is that? Where can I type that? I can only see the private chat, so I'm just gonna.
And you could go up and it says comments above.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, then after
I'll put it in afterwards. And if people want to do, like, I offer a one-off immersion that's 90 minutes. So I'll also pop that in there. So you can just book in with me and, we can dive in on whatever it is that's like challenging you where you're stuck and can't hear your voice, and you got to make some big decisions. Some people are making some big decisions right now, right? So, but yeah, ultimately on my website, there's a little chat box that'll pop up, and you can just type in there, and I'll get your message.
And that would be great. So thank you. And then for those of you that don't know me, I am Angelica Underwood, and you can find me under Angelica Underwood. And I have two groups. I have one, Empresarios Latinx, for the Hispanic, Latino community. And then I have the Master Manifestor Lab. That's where we turn your dreams into reality. So come and join us. It's absolutely free. Nothing where you're going to be worried like, what do I have to pay? No, this is your time to achieve your dreams. And again, go ahead and connect with Jenna Smith. She's going to post her links below, so make sure you go and find it. And even if we're not here, come back and type #replay, ask any questions that you might have, and we're here to answer the questions. And one more favor, we are asking that you share, you like, and you comment. What is louder, your inner voice or your outer voice? So go ahead and type that below. Is it the inner voice that's louder for you or the outer voice? So comment below, and then again, connect with Jenna Smith. And this is Power Talk, Ask the Expert. Do you have anything else you want to say before we leave, Jenna?
If they want to follow me on Instagram too, I do little posts every so often around things. So it's at Adventures in Jenna Land. So that's another place you can play with me.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Jenna, for being here. And I really want to thank all of you out there that are listening to this show. It was a little earlier, but it doesn't matter. You can come back and watch the replay. It is worth watching. So thank you, everybody. And I will see you next Friday. Thanks, Jenna.